Stop, Groboot, stop talking to that person. They're a bad influence on you.
But they're telling me to redo Mineko.
I know, but we're gonna do that later. Don't worry about it.
Tell them you're going to get to it.
Tell them to watch Orange Boy on Twitch.tv in approximately soon.
Now.
Not later.
Right now, we're starting it right now!
What is soon?
Anyways, plans for Satoko-chan's dissection are moving right along, yeah. I don't want Satoshi-kun to be yes. I feel pity for Satoko- yes. Still struggling with how much I have to sacrifice for the sake of research. I'm such a horrible person! Tom, whenever you're ready.
My thing froze. I don't know if it's because of my shit PC or the shit parts of life or what have you, man, but it's just frozen.
Damn, Con going off today.
I can voice Rika.
In the meantime, we can.
I mean, like, I can.
In the meantime, we can go read Irie's book on drilling.
Really drilling it in there.
The enemy! The enemy!
Master Irie, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
Hey, Senpai, here's some buffs for you. Shut up, Rika. Shut up, Rena. Nobody cares. No, not Rena.
Rise.
Rise. Oh my god.
There are 3 enemies. Thank you for this vital information, my queen. All hail Fuka.
So, while we're waiting for Con.
Con's stream is acting a little funky, apparently.
Okay, I've realized this.
No, it's not the stream, it's my PC. For some godforsaken reason, it just does stupid shit all the time, and it's shit.
Any of you gamers watch Invincible? Man, that was a good season.
Oh, that was a really good season.
I was surprised that's the season finale.
No, I haven't. I've been too busy watching Odd Taxi.
But yeah, so even though this thumbnail probably won't work, I'm still going to finish it because I think the idea is funny.
Cap, any opportunity I give you to do something funny is time well spent. I can assure you.
But here's the thing: it might be a little explicit for a thumbnail. you know that. You know that. Right. You know that. Right. You know that copy pasta. Right. You know that copy pasta where the guy says, "Holy fucking shit! I want to bang the Animal Crossing dog so bad."
Are we gonna have to cut that out?
It may be that, but finding replacing Isabel with Takano. I may have even put that in the background. I'm like, that's probably too explicit. However, it is funny, so I'm finishing it.
Kino.
Raw based.
Stupid PC. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore with this shit.
We're having minor difficulty.
We're having a little difficulty. Just making sure my audio is working. It is. Okay, thank God. Christ.
Yeah. I mean, okay. You know what I could do?
Whoa!
Jesus!
Ow.
And that's how you know it's working.
I love Five Nights at Freddy.
Freddy Five Night.
Okay, it's up and working.
Rika, why did you scream at me?
I can't believe Rika's one of the spirits in the animatronics in the Five Nights at Freddy's.
I didn't scream at anybody.
I heard
screamed.
We heard like a visceral screaming noise coming out of something.
I guess it was like the mic doing.
It might have been.
I don't know.
Oh my
it might have been someone else.
was doing a little bit of talking.
It could have been Little John here, but
anyways, we should get back to the visual novels.
The bit is over. We're resuming.
Irie.
Eh? Oh, sorry. What is it, Rika-chan?
One of my friends has been in the clinic for a long time. Do you think she has the Hinamizawa syndrome?
Who told you that?
No one, I just thought about it. What do you think, Irie? Does Satoko have Hinamizawa syndrome?
Rika-chan is on our side. And I have to hide from her. Actually, I probably shouldn't keep anything from her. Yes. The problems with her parents, and then their sudden deaths, is all too much for her to bear. Maybe those what triggered it.
What did the test results say?
L5. She seems perfectly fine on the surface, but her emotions are extremely unstable. Since the other day, she's been refusing to meet with Satoshi-kun.
Satoshi told me. He's worried that it's taking a very long time for Satoko to get better. Irie, what will happen to Satoko?
Satoko-chan is Rika-chan's best friend. How can I tell that we're planning to dissect Satoko-chan? However, even if I don't say anything, she already knows that Satoko-chan's situation is extremely poor.
Didn't you find out a lot of things when you examined me?
Sure, of course. We've been testing medicine which might be able to control the symptoms.
Can't you give that medicine to Satoko?
I thought about it. But it's too dangerous. We're still in the trial stages and we're trying to gather more data. We can't use it on someone who is in a delicate situation like Satoko-chan.
If you won't try that medicine, what will happen to Satoko?
She spoke as if aware of our plans for Satoko-chan. No, she must actually know. I told her about most of my research. What?
Who was
What?
that?
Okay, Khan, now you're just trying to fuck with us.
I
Can't
think
be
there's a
like,
demon in here.
That's like the
Oh, damn it, it's the
like
corn.
it's the corn monster. Get him out.
She's
John Davis, no.
Yeah, that time was me, guys.
She's more mature than she looks, and she seems to appreciate the corn for some reason. So it'd be easy for her to figure out.
If there's even a 1% chance of Satoko getting better, then I think we should take that chance.
It's extremely risky. Worst case, she could immediately display terminal symptoms and hallucinate. Potentially lose her consciousness and spend the rest of her life just staring blankly at a wall. Either one would be too cruel a fate for her. God damn
So
it,
are you
Cap.
saying it's better to have her die in her sleep?
Ellipses.
Irie. Just like Takano says, there are no guarantees in medicine. But if we don't do anything, Satoko will die for sure. I think it's clear what we should do.
That's true. You're right. But I know too well. C-103. The medicine that's being tested may not even be something that can be used. It may not even have a 1% chance of success. Worse, I can't imagine what kind of tragic end she might meet if her body rejects the medicine. That's why. I would believe that it would be far more merciful to feed her favorite food. Let her gently fall asleep, and then after that, dissect her while she dreams. I don't want to admit it, but Takano-san is right. I'm being indecisive and showing a lack of resolve.
Oh,
How
never mind.
effective could the medicine made by someone like that really be? So, because it was medicine I created myself. I couldn't even believe there might be a 1% chance, less than 1% chance success. Fuck it. 0.1. Fuck.
I think we can believe in it.
She spoke as if she read my mind. Surprised, I raised my hand up to look at her. Found her giving me a reassuring look. I never would have imagined someone her age capable of doing. Fuck.
People's lives depend on your job. It's almost absurd that a human being can control life and death like that. I can't even imagine the pressure.
Her voice hasn't changed, but I felt as if Rika-chan is admonishing me. Almost as if she knows what it's like to be responsible for human lives.
Guilt and regret are a part of that. That's why you can't use the medicine on Satoko. Isn't that right?
Takano-san said the same thing when she criticized me earlier. I'm being criticized again.
But that's why I can trust you with Satoko.
Oh, fuck, I'm yawning. What? Eh?
Human lives are precious. You understand that very well, and that's why you do what you do. Without knowing that, how could you heal people? Do you think I trust medicine created by Takano, who thinks humans are just her guinea pigs?
You really do say the darndest things, Rika-chan. I shouldn't have laughed, but I couldn't help it.
You die by taking a drink of your coffee, and you suffer inside of your body until all your innards just splurt out in the chair.
You're so funny.
Kids say the darndest things.
I feel like I should laugh.
If both you and Takano each produce different medicine, I think yours would be the one to cure her. Because your medicine came from your heart. Your will to heal people is what cures them.
You're absolutely right. I can't believe you're admonishing me about medicine.
I let you use my body for Satoko.
Phrasing.
That sounds really wrong now that I say that out loud. Everything you took out from me is for her. If you created that medicine with the knowledge of how precious human lives are, then of course it'll work on Satoko.
Do shrine maidens take confessions? If they do,
10
she's doing a
bucks a
great job of
confession,
being
pal.
a shrine maiden at this age. This will be a gamble. The question is whether Satoko-chan will accept it.
We don't need to tell her. Learning of the Hinamizawa syndrome will only dredge up the deep scar in her heart again.
What did she mean by this? When I realized it later, I surprised how thoughtful and perceptive she was. Let's stop plans for the dissection. We're going to have Satoko Hojo C103. Omega. I'll do my best to increase that chance by even 1%.
Don't worry, EDA. It'll work.
You shouldn't be so optimistic.
I know it'll work. It's already decided. That's a very reassuring prophecy from the Furude Shrine's Shrine Maiden. Go for it. Yay!
That was fast as fuck.
What do you know? It was short, to the point, but it didn't contain any new information.
Thank you. Okay. How many fragments are we at now?
This is...
21.
We just finished 21.
One.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Somebody
like,
wanna
just-
say the main
21?
did I make
There
a
it goes.
prediction? I'm gonna go to one. I'm gonna be like, you know what? This is stuff we already know. I'm gonna leave, and either Kumagai, Okanogi, or both at the same time are gonna pop up, and maybe even Kasai.
I want to get my ice cream, but then we're going to get seen in the Mountain Dog HQ where I need to play every soldier.
Alright. Green
I
2?
agree.
Alright.
Next pick.
Screen 2, an accident at Shirakawa Park.
Flap.
It's just
Okanogi
okay.
manifesting in your hospital. Not Okanogi. What's his name?
Oishi.
Oishi. I'm forgetting my favorite character's name!
I would never do that to my son.
Just call him fat neutral evil.
Sadako-chan's dissection plan has been scrubbed. And we were oh, this is fuck. God damn it! Why can't you be why can't you be him? Sadako-chan's I keep for some reason when I'm doing Eerie and I want to shift into my Grimoire Vice voice. Sadako-chan's dissection plan has been scrubbed and we're getting ready to administer an almost totally untested medicine, C103. This experimental medicine suppresses the production of a certain type of hormone, and, in doing so, it'll stop the transmission of the syndrome triggering Satoko-chan's condition. The mechanism of Hinamizawa syndrome is as follows. The pathogen takes over the frontal lobe of the patient's brain, then induces increased responsiveness to paranoia. As a result, a patient voluntarily carries out excessively defensive behaviors, to a problematic extent. If this induction can be cut off, then it'll be possible to save terminal patients from becoming deranged. It only cuts off an induction. It's not really a cure. Ironically, the brain is an organ that learns. Once the brain has learned to be excessively paranoid due to the Hinamizawa syndrome, after the pathogen is eliminated, the brain doesn't simply unlearn that paranoia. In short, even if the pathogen doesn't induce derangement, the patient will still be directed to such emotions of their own volition. Thus, it is impossible to completely escape the nearly deranged L5 state. The proverb, "a burnt child dreads the fire," is a good example of this. Even after the burn in your tongue heals, the fear of being burned by food again remains. When it ends up being a good thing, we call it learning a lesson, and we call it trauma when it doesn't. We predict Satoko-chan's treatment will take a significantly long time, requiring both medication, such as administering psychotropics, and mental care like counseling. We have to slowly unravel her mind's solidified paranoia, also suppressing the syndrome's induction of derangement. This is the treatment plan for terminal patients like Satoko-chan. However, as we are already going to simulate the parts of her brain that affect her emotions while they are being stimulated by the pathogen at the same time, it's possible that there could be unexpected side effects. Both her mental and physical strength hold the key to our success. We're going to begin the experiments once she regains her emotional stability and physical strength, but someone who threatens to disturb her emotional stability has been coming here every day. Oishi, the sly old detective from the Okunimiya Police Department. He thinks everything, from the damned protest to the dismemberment murder of the construction manager, is an organized effort secretly conducted by the 3 families of this village. He even thinks the accident involving Satoko's parents wasn't an accident, so I keep coming back so he can talk to Satoko-chan. No matter how many times you come, I won't let you see her. She's still crippled by the shock of her parents' deaths. Can't you understand what she's been going through?
I understand. I only need a few minutes with her, really. It won't take long at all. When I get a warrant, I will, but that's pretty serious, you know. I'm being considered of Hojo-san, and that's why I haven't gotten a warrant.
What are you trying to ask her, anyway? I really don't understand.
Well, actually, it's possible the fall was not an accident.
I know the Hojo couple were hated by the whole village after the business with the dam. But who would actually follow them on their trip and push them off? Don't you think that's absurd?
Well, we could call it an accident. But if that was the case, there are some things which just don't make sense. Why lie? With those lies, I don't think it was an accident.
What lies?
Well, Satoko Hojo-san said that she was asleep in the car at the time of the accident. I think that story sounds a little off, doesn't it?
Satoko-chan claims that she was asleep in the back seat when the accident took place. So she didn't get out of the car at the viewing platform. When she woke up, she didn't see her parents. And she found out they had fallen off the cliff. Where is the lie, exactly? You aren't saying Satoko-chan wasn't really asleep as she went over to the viewing platform with her parents, are you?
That's right. Satoko Hojo-san was never asleep. She got out of the car with her parents and went to the viewing platform.
I'm suddenly hit by a terrible possibility. But Oishi-san says it's true. And Satoko-chan is saying she didn't go to the viewing platform even though she actually did. It's terrible to even imagine. Why are you saying such a thing? Besides, why would Satoko-chan lie?
That's just it. Why would Satoko Hojo-san lie? That's why we need to talk to her, otherwise this won't end up as just bleh. This won't just end up as a simple accident.
Why are you convinced that Satoko-chan is lying?
This accident took place in a different jurisdiction. The guy from the Shirakawa station conducted the interviews with the parties involved. There are things that bother me in the reports.
Bother you? Like what?
According to Satoko Hojo-san's statement, her parents asked her to come with them to the viewing platform, but she was sleepy, so she didn't get out of the car. And she fell asleep and woke up after a while. She became concerned because her parents hadn't come back and started to cry. Once the park workers on patrol noticed her crying and talked to her, that's when the accident was discovered. At that time, guess what? According to the park workers' testimony, she was the one who first said that her parents had fallen off the cliff. But, you see, sources of the accident site in question were from where the car was parked. If you look very carefully, you might be able to notice the broken fence. But still, you know. I think it's odd to say your parents had fallen off a cliff just because you didn't see them when you woke up. Normally, most people would say something like their parents went for a walk and didn't come back. It just doesn't make sense to me that she told a stranger that her parents had fallen off a cliff without even being at the site of the accident.
Oh, I want to ask in my pocket.
Oh.
I wanted to ask her why she was so certain that her parents had fallen off a cliff. That's why I keep coming back here. I asked her many times before she was admitted here. All she said was that she didn't remember, that she was confused at the time. Sounds like a politician, huh? That's why I think it's worth taking the time to talk to her.
The terrifying possibility turned to certainty in my head. I assumed that her parents' death, her parents' accident triggered her terminal symptoms. But no. Satoko-chan had already gone terminal. Before the accident, her heart was filled with the paranoia that drove her mad. She was under a lot of stress because of her bad relationship with her stepfather. I was being scolded by her mother for not being able to get along with him. If that made her paranoid, it made her think that her parents considered her to be a bother and they were going to kill her. They went to the viewing platform, she thought they were going to push her off the cliff. When that tragedy took place, she pushed her parents off instead, though she considered it to have been self-defense. I'm certain of that, because I know Hinamizawa syndrome better than anybody. This accident isn't an accident. It isn't a crime either, like Oishi-san is thinking. It is simply a tragedy. I talked to Satoshi-kun about the family. I was even more convinced. He told me even though Satoko-chan refused to open up to her stepfather, try to communicate with her. This to the relationship didn't go well in the beginning. Satoko-chan caused trouble repeatedly, and then even called the CS. But they received the guidance yes, and then they were pointed to the problem laying like yes. The stepfather took a parenting course yes. Satoshi-kun noticed his efforts, so he tried to talk to Satoko-chan about it. Satoko-chan didn't notice them at all. The excessive stress that she was under had triggered her terminal symptoms, and she couldn't understand her stepfather's remorse. On the contrary, her stepfather's change created even more mistrust within her. I'm undone! As a result, they went to enjoy this beautiful view of the Shirakawa Nature Park, as a family, and to share in that joy. Yet that humble, ordinary family's wish couldn't even get through to Satoko. What a tragic misunderstanding. Satoko-chan stayed in the car telling her parents that she wanted to sleep. But then she got out and stuck up behind them. I bet he heard her footsteps. He pretended not to notice her, thinking that she was doing that to surprise him. Instead, thinking about what must have ran through her mind. While he thought that he had finally gotten through to her, she was actually approaching her with the intent to kill. That's not Satoko-chan's true nature. It's the disease. Satoko-chan isn't the only one who is to be pitied. Her parents are its victims too. And now Oishi-san thinks that she's a criminal. Judgment and punishment are required for crimes with malicious intent. But what she really needs is understanding and sympathy. And no one has that understanding. Except for me, because I know about Hinamizawa syndrome. I'm the director of the Irie Institute. Never behaved such as or exercised that authority. But I'm going to do so for the first time since taking the position. I'm not doing it as the head of the Irie Institute, a secret research organization. I'm doing it as a doctor, so I can protect Satoko-chan. It's about the Hojo family's accident at the Shirakawa Nature Park. You can ask Okanogi-san if the mountain dogs make it out to be an accident.
Sure, of course. That's no problem. Mountain dogs are a unit specialized in concealment and manipulation, after all. We have to put an end to it quickly, otherwise the police will end up getting closer to finding out about our research.
That's right. Please make especially sure that Okanogi-san Oishi-san is drawn away from his case. We're at a delicate stage of the drug administration test. She doesn't need any more unnecessary stress.
You're absolutely right. Let the mountain dogs know. I've heard they even have connections within the police, so I'll give the order to put pressure on them too. I'm sure the accident in Shirakawa will be concluded as exactly that within a few days.
With that, it was declared an accident. If only it really was one. It would have eased Satoko-chan's soul. Getting rid of the pathogen can't heal the wounded soul. Nor can it erase the tragedy that had already taken place. All I can do is my best. That she regains her smile comes sooner. Oh my god.
So, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this.
Oh, that fucking explains why she pushed Keiichi off the fucking bridge!
I find it a little.
Yep.
I find it to be a bit.
Yep.
I feel conflicted because I can't tell whether or not I like this or to be like, man, fuck.
I can't believe that Teppei was right.
I
wouldn't go that far.
He truly was. Also, enjoy
really.
the
Keep slapping away, King. You are...
enjoy. God, enjoy the pre-alpha builds. Nothing will be used at that.
I would actually. Oh wait, yeah.
I can maybe like blur some of the parts
honestly,
of it, but still.
if you blur a lot of the swearing and just kind of leave that to interpretation, I would gladly use that as the thumbnail for some of these.
You know what? Yeah, I'll rework it. I'm too attached to that now.
Or replace fuck with frick.
Nah, blur it out. It'll be funnier.
But
when will you learn?
I don't know how to feel about this. I am conflicted because I can't tell whether or not I like this new revelation or whether or not, because it does actually fit with like episode 3's ending.
Yeah, it's like finding out the whole airsoft thing.
What?
No, with Keiichi.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, this character was actually a monster the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you shot little girls in the eye.
I mean, ultimately, like,
I didn't try to shoot her in the eye.
Look, at least Keiichi didn't commit murder.
And at least he immediately went, "Oh shit, that was
people
bad."
eyes pretty bad.
And I never knew the final splash.
true.
He
did.
Just looking at my tensei.
He didn't mean to shoot the person in the eye. And
So yeah, the next one is H170.
That sounds familiar to the bird flu.
Sure. C-103's implementation on Satoko is going well so far. It wouldn't make any difference to me if the experiment failed. Oh, Takano.
However, Rie's extraordinary focus and attention to the experiment has avoided Satoko Hojo hallucinating or turning into a vegetable during the experiment. And surprisingly, we see prospects of her return to normal life despite reaching level 5. C-103 still has many issues, but this experiment proved that even a person who has reached level 5 can be cured. Leave it in at first, but I guess I have to acknowledge Irie's hard work. Only Irie could have done that. He was tormented by naive humanism and didn't want to make mistakes. And that is why he felt obligated to cure Satoko Hojo. The reason I dislike Irie isn't because of his achievements or abilities, but because of that weakness. This time I had to praise him for it. I saw your report. I must tip my hat to you.
No. I only did my job as a researcher. If that means fulfilling my duty as a doctor as well, then nothing can please me more.
It's hardly an exaggeration to say that Satoko is now our most valuable specimen. After all, she's the first human to reach L5 and live.
And live! That's true. Let her go back to her life and keep our eyes on her. I'm gonna tell her to come here every Sunday for a checkup.
But how are you going to explain to her that she has to give herself a C-103 shot 3 times a day? And also that she has to come here every Sunday? She has no subjective symptoms.
I'm still trying to come up with a good excuse. I think I'll tell her that I want her to help me with my research. She has to give herself shots every day and come here every Sunday for a checkup. I'll pay her for helping me, or something like that.
I guess Irie is determined to cure Satoko Hojo no matter what. He seems determined to keep her off the dissection table. He and I are in different positions, but I don't have any complaints about his naive ideals so long as they translate directly into passion for our research. If his plans can be put into effect and produce a different result than the dissection would, then they'll still be useful to the overall understanding of the Hinamizawa system. I have nothing against Satoko Hojo. It's only that I see her as a research specimen. If she can be useful in that capacity without being dissected, that's perfectly fine with me.
I have to get permission from her guardian to give her 3 shots a day. After her parents died, her aunt and uncle have been taking care of her, right? Maybe I'll go talk to them. I hope they agree to her involvement in such suspicious research.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure they'll be happy too, once they realize they'll receive 100,000 to 200,000 yen every month for it.
Do we have enough money?
Bitch, please, I could slap you with a money fan right now.
Damn.
Sure. As long as we can produce documents that'll convince Jiro-san.
Okay, then I'll work on that. Also need to take action to prevent stressing Satoko-chan. We don't want her to return to L5. I hear her aunt and uncle are very mercenary. Perhaps we can handle them with cash. And I provide my help with their guidance, too.
I've heard Satoko-chan isn't getting along with her aunt and uncle. I never thought that'd affect us in any way. But now, Irie has to deal with them. Maybe he's developed some kind of sense of responsibility or duty as her guardian. I don't really care. The more responsible he feels, the more progress our research makes. That will be a plus for me.
By the way, I saw the report on H170.
Oh. Compared to your success, it's nothing, but I guess it was some kind of accomplishment.
It's honestly ironic. The same research man that produced the remedy to save her from her derangement has developed a dangerous drug that could instantly induce it.
UDA wasn't involved in the H170 research. That was my work. In fact, even if I asked him, he wouldn't have agreed to be involved. For more than one reason. This dangerous reagent was developed during the process of uncovering the mechanisms behind how the pathogens controlling Satoko Hojo's brain could induce derangement or paranoia in their host. Put it bluntly, injecting H170 into a patient with Hinamizawa syndrome forced them to express terminal symptoms. Much like a Karen in the middle of a supermarket brawl. It threw the brain into a stimulated state of agitation, intentionally forcing the pathogen to grow unstable. If we continue researching this, it will be possible to drive anyone with Hinamizawa syndrome violently insane at any time. Being the mechanism behind that will help solve the syndrome's mysteries. So this study on H170 will be extremely important to future research. Also, this medicine has military applications as the client requested. At this point, there's absolutely no use for it. But once our research progresses a bit further, this H170 could be spread at the right moment to cause a certain type of reaction. Compared to a killer virus, it seems like less pathogen. But there's no way to detect it in a dead body. And it makes it look as though the person just went insane spontaneously. So it must have some useful applications. Marco Polo Bridge incident threatened to end research on Hinamizawa syndrome before. A historically important incident like that couldn't have been created by a killer virus. But it's possible with Hinamizawa syndrome. The Elders of the Alphabet Project, sponsor for our research, think whatever they want about that. I don't care how they use what I've learned. My purpose is to solve the mysteries of Hinamizawa syndrome and to make people realize how important this search is. Also, to make people acknowledge my grandfather's accomplishments and achievements. Any military applications were just byproducts of the process that I didn't care about. No fault of mine.
The clients will appreciate your accomplishment. Maybe a budget will increase for the next term.
Passion alone can't keep research going. We need a need.
We must thank the sponsor for giving us so much funding. But it's not going to come from public expenses.
Maybe Japan is richer than I thought. They're public expenses, but there's expenses that can't be made public. If that's not ironic, I don't know what is. UDA has no idea what I had to go through to get that money. Anyway, our research is going extremely well. We don't know what we'll find out about Hinamizawa syndrome. But I'm sure every mystery will eventually be solved. I can hardly wait. Syndrome indicates is that humans are simply empty containers. What we believe to be our will is simply the actions of parasites that live in our brains. If that mystery was solved, it would have a greater impact than anything else in history. That is a truth which nobody wants to believe. No, I could never grasp it. This is an achievement my grandfather predicted back during his time. I know now. I know the reason why my grandfather was so fascinated by his work.
So I have a theory.
So true, Queen.
You spaced out there for a bit, I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say. My theory is...
Information we already knew.
Did Takano and the Mountain Dogs bribe Teppei and the aunt so they could constantly keep her at L5?
Maybe.
I got that censored, by the way.
Yes, I love
I really like that thumbnail.
Oh, I love the censors. That's really good. I love that.
Very good. Alright, we're on fragment 24.
24.
Page 2.
Give it up for day 15.
Distrust of the mother of a queen.
So true, Mother of Queen.
Damn, even the game's calling Takano Queen.
Or is it calling Rika a queen?
I think this is Rika's mother.
Remus! No! Bad dog! No
I
barkies!
think that's the dog.
No barkies!
Okay, then unit is in the area.
No barkies.
Sorry about my dogs, they're kind of...
High-spirited.
There it is. Okay, so who's speaking here?
Yeah, Rika's mother, I believe.
Rika has developed a high fever. A very high fever. It's not flu season, nor a season for any type of contagious disease. I can only think of the suspicious experiments Rika has gone through. Maybe the fever is being caused by those. Her growth is rather slow compared to other children her age. Receiving mysterious shots and going through experiments every week, I'm sure her body is exhausted. I've asked the staff to go easy on her, but Rika herself is fearless and is willing to go through anything. My husband, who should be admonishing her for that, truly believes their story that it's crucial to the lives of over 2,000 villagers and takes our own daughter to that clinic every week. I'm the only one who's sincerely worried about her health. That's why I want to ask Dr. Irie to be a little more considerate towards Rika. Anyway, I have to talk to them about taking responsibility for this. Right after I called, a staff member came to pick Rika up to admit her to the clinic. As her guardian, I came with them.
Please, calm down. I'll make sure that she's okay, so please just wait for a while.
How can I calm down? Why did she come down with such a high fever? I know this is your fault, Banana Tie. Isn't this caused by the experiment you performed last week? Rika is just a little girl, you know. She cares about her friends, so she's doing what she can for the sick girl.
I understand. There's no way a researcher would affect Rika-san negatively. Besides, I'm being extremely careful so that something like that won't happen.
Then explain this high fever!
It's probably due to the change in seasons, and...
How can this be a simple cold? You call yourself a doctor. This is because of the weird shot you gave her. Dr. Irie only told me to calm down and refuse to accept responsibility. I call bullshit. My husband told me this is all for the sake of the village, and that's why I've held back my doubts until... now. But I'm at my limit. Their existence has been suspicious from the beginning. Conducting their research in secret, using a privacy policy as an excuse. That was shady enough on its own. It's just impossible. In fact, I called the Ministry of Health and was told that wasn't true at all. Even after I told them I'm Rika Furude's mother. The clinic even came up with stupid excuses saying normal workers don't often know of a special institute like theirs. That doesn't make sense at all. It's much, much too suspicious. Also, there are people who don't appear to be researchers working at the institute. They look like security guards, but they seem so different from normal guards in a normal hospital. In fact, one time, I accidentally saw... they were armed with guns.
That is, well...
Are they policemen? I don't think so. Who are you all anyway? I know who you are. I refuse to believe you're from the Ministry of Health for one goddamn second. Dr. Irie seems taken aback by my intensity and can't even answer properly. They're still hiding a lot more from us. I know they are. tells me the research they're working on with Rika isn't anything proper. Anyway, I'm Rika's guardian. Rika is still a child. Doesn't matter what she says. I won't let her participate in this research anymore. My. It's Rika-chan's mother. Hello? Oh, what's the matter? Is everything okay?
Well... Rika-chan's mother said this won't let Rika-chan participate in the research any longer.
Why is that? Because she's not your goddamn guinea pig! You've never treated her that way. You're misunderstanding us. I'm a little startled. Dr. Irie is a weak person who backs down under pressure. A mama's boy he is. No, side is different. I'm yelling at her, but she's not afraid at all. On the contrary, she's glaring daggers and looks as if she's about to jump on me. Rika-chan's fever is caused by a cold. Nothing more, nothing less. We didn't cause it. When it comes to safety and sanitation, we pay the same level of attention as the National Research Center. I don't mean to be rude, but considering you walk around while holding Rika-chan's hands without disinfecting yours with alcohol first, we are far more sanitary. You're not talking about that! Anyhow, Rika is not your toy! She'll never come back here again. Try me, bitch! You can't decide that by yourself. You and your husband both signed the statement of consent, didn't you? We have been depositing money that's by no means a small amount into your account every single month. Cooperation in the research. What? I know about nothing about any money! Never even heard of that before! Rika receiving money for participating in their research really is news to me. Knowing my husband's character, he wouldn't have used it as spending money behind my back. I bet he thought of it as a free service for the villagers and completely forgot about the money being deposited into our account like a total dick. There haven't been any strange deposits in the regular accounts, so it may be in our savings.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I want to see what...
She looks mildly upset in the original. Damn, I love how Ryukishi in his old art style made sure to get in those thigh highs. Jesus Christ.
God, I wish she was looking at me like that.
Yeah, I really like...
Specifically, her sprite is higher than everyone else.
I'm gonna be real. That doesn't look like she... it feels like it's less of working at a hospital and more of working at a quote-unquote hospital.
You can see the Venus in the old sprite.
We're about to see
no one
in
else
the original
takes the
sprite. It looks like
original
Johnny Sins is
seriously,
about to
but-
come out of the left.
What?
We'll tell you when you're older, Robert.
No, go on.
No, you'll understand when you get older.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't care about that!
I can't believe he's playing Factorio.
If you want to breach our contract, then we'll have to ask to return the full amount of deposits we have made up until this point. Also, if one party is at fault for the breach of contract...
Takano-san! Please calm down. Miss Furude, you too.
Calm down!
As I explained to you before, we must find a cure for the Hinamizawa syndrome, so the villagers can continue their lives without worries. For that reason, we need to have Rika-chan continue to participate.
And tell me, when are you going to find a cure? It doesn't make sense. Oh god! First you said this was for Rika's friend Satoko-chan, but Satoko-chan has been released from the clinic and is now carrying on happily. You even told my husband 2 weeks ago that you found a cure already, didn't you?
Yes. I think I told him something like that. But you see, to solve the mysteries of the syndrome...
I don't give a rat's ass. You didn't mention anything about solving mysteries at the beginning. Rika was to participate to find a cure for the villagers. Now her job is done. All the research and experiments you're performing on Rika have nothing to do with the cure. You're doing them out of your own self-interest just to get your jollies off. Aren't I right?
That's not true. It really isn't. Anyway, this matter of Rika-san's cold is just a misunderstanding. If you still don't trust us, then...
That's enough! Since money is involved here, I'll have to discuss it with my husband. Excuse me! You were just too shady from the very start. Because of their exaggerated story, Rika and my husband took their side, but it won't work on me. Anyhow, I must settle things with them right away. Because Rika isn't their toy. I especially don't trust that woman called Takano. Dr. Irie seems to me like he's still a doctor, but she doesn't. How can I describe her? Guess I could say the glow in her eyes is just unpleasant. Julie sees Rika as a guinea pig. I can feel cruelty emitting from her. Neither my husband nor Rika have noticed that. Must protect her. As a mother, I must protect Rika.
Send in the dogs. Kill them all! That's not like you, Takano-san. Getting into an argument with her will only make things more complicated. It's so unlike you.
I know.
Ooh, spiteful.
Right flop.
Oh, she's sweating!
She's sweating. You know what? If I was
oh my god! Look at the triangle! Look at the triangle!
Going around her crotch.
Vacuum sealed.
Yeah, I mentioned the Venus before.
Look at the triangle crotch.
What is wrong with you guys?
Hey, Orange pointed it out first. I'm a resident horny guy.
It's like fucking,
Orange pointed that out.
It's like Amelia Rage's outfit in fucking Strive. It's vacuum sealed.
We need more Amelia Rage in our lives. Let's be real.
Why does it look like the default spray tool was the tool they used to draw in the shading?
Listen, Photoshop was really wacky back.
Look, Ryuki, she's a simple man, and he likes drawing Irie like he's a 50-year-old man.
Can you go back to the new sprite? The Steam one?
Oh.
Yeah, I like that one.
She just looks like she's contemplating life.
I prefer the PS3 one.
It's like they're actually having a conversation in this one.
Although I will say I actually do like the outfit in the Steam remake. I mean, like her casual wear, because like that's more accurate to what she's actually wearing.
I'm a simple man. I like the original sprite the best.
I already said the line, Orange.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sorry for losing my cool.
Something happened to put her in a bad mood, Irie wondered. The heated conversation she just had didn't involve the Takano he knew. Oh, well, that was it.
I voiced a hardcore Karen today!
I can't believe that Takano had a heated gamer moment.
Takano had a heated gamer. I guess that thumbnail fucking cat made is kind of on fucking...
Also,
well, I actually read it, and it's more horny, guy being horny, which I guess that just fits the entirety
that's just you,
like,
but anyway.
I have
vacuum
used that
sealed.
Director of this institute.
I have used that copy pasta so many times, Joshua.
Can we just call this episode vacuum sealed? Also, I have a theory. I'm just gonna call it now. That the Mountain Dogs totally killed Rika's parents.
Oh yeah, that
seems like
entirely too much sense.
Outgunned and outplayed, as one of them said.
like the fucking furries wake up one day and
Alright.
they hear da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like... Yeah, the Faradays are just in the house and they see LZ is hot. LZ is a free fire zone.
There, chopper gunner is ready.
Whose pickle is this?
What?
Pickle Rick.
Not my.
The man
Flip it over.
tricked me again.
Flip it over. I turned myself into a pickle. I'm pickled into.
No.
Stop it. I was going to look up the fucking.
Oh, you're a pickle now, huh?
I was going to look up the
Hey,
Modern
you
Warfare.
think if I put this knife through your center, you'll actually still live?
That actually.
Funniest shit I've ever seen. Oh no.
So here before we start, I need to get food because I'm dying right now.
So anyways, back to vacuum sealed
be right
triangle.
back.
I required water.
You can discuss the nature of Takano's vacuum sealed pouch.
I've got my RC cola right here.
I leave you with that.
Guaranteed freshness.
Was this all staying in?
The break, after one
Yes.
no. The other
Not
bits,
unless
yes, that
we
will
do
stay.
the best bit ever.
As I stated before, if someone leaves and takes a break,
Oh,
unless
that
the bit's
calzone
super good,
looks
it's probably getting cut from the
delicious.
entirety of the
Thank you.
thing.
Imagine being her parents. You just hear outside the window, good news, the check cleared, mission is a go.
Which Call of Duty game is that one?
Black Ops 2, the best one.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Seriously
It's the best
though,
multiplayer
I
for
am
that bit.
really getting hungry just looking at the fucking
best
calzone,
multiplayer.
man.
Yeah, I know. It took me a while.
I played
to get
that
it
one.
perfect.
Like I said, I buy those games with zombies, but I played so much multiplayer in that one when I was like 12. Like I can still hear the announcer close to my head, like the Merc announcer saying, "Shut up, clock in, and load up." Man. I should play that again.
Sounds like something
remember,
you'd have for an
what was
alarm
it?
clock.
I remember mainly because I would be that kid yelling and screaming because I got killed in gun game.
Driving and screaming, and I cannot continue.
Vigorously masturbating.
Oh.
The Demon Joshi, I was the guy knifing gun game because I thought it was hilarious.
You're the guy.
Fucking
You were the guy that was knifing the door stuck guy.
Yeah. Joshi never truly recovered when we happened to play a game together that one time.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
Cap. Cap. You don't hear.
No, the copyright.
Okay, sweet. Fucking. Orange came back at at this time frame.
Cool, we're cameras. I begin a friend who shares the same hobby. There's something else that she's much more interested in. My enormous. That would be.
Don't finish that sentence.
That would be the history of Hinamizawa. She frequently visited libraries and local archives to read through various documents and books. And when it comes to
drop. Oh yeah.
Not right now. When it comes to Hinamizawa, she gained quite an extensive knowledge of the local history. When she's in a good mood, she tells you things about how Hinamizawa used to be called Onigafuchi. No. Tales of yeah, okay. I don't know the grotesque.
You know what sure, Sama.
The stories of cruel ceremony. Yeah, or the way of yeah.
When she's in a bad mood, she does it even louder.
You sure like repeating this information, don't you?
We gotta know about the demons that had sex with the villagers or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't think sex was ever brought up.
Well, no,
Was
because
it not?
no, it was because they were like, yeah, the demons and the humans lived amongst each other, and they got to fucking business.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like we were talking about. Never mind.
Look, the darkness
That was
of
their STD.
the darkness of night surrounded their souls. And
You know
they
what?
were gonna
Helltaker
lose
completely
control.
null voice my-
Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out.
The entirety of Helltaker null voiced my entire argument, so never mind.
I'm gonna.
What do you expect? They're
That's
hot
the
demons.
next Let's Play. I'm gonna do Helltaker.
Oh,
However,
you won't enjoy. You won't want me there when Panda Monica's on screen.
I will explicitly have you
Servers,
voice Panda Monica. It's only gonna be a guy's stream.
No, fuck you. I'll voice her.
Yeah, that's what
Don't
I said.
take her from me.
That's what I said.
Oh, good.
You're gonna be Panda Monica. I already 100% that game. I'm not fucking playing Helltaker again.
I'll play it. I don't care.
All right. Anyways, yeah. Takano-san smiled in a way that made it sound like, yeah. Of course, yeah. Yeah. Dark history and whatever.
Okay. Wait, I didn't say the other line.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, whatever. It's thrilling to unravel, yes. You could say that.
Sure, it's fun. It's thrilling to unravel a dark past that has been sealed away. Don't you think so? Besides, they help me in researching Hinamizawa syndrome. You don't have to always look through microscopes to research things. Sometimes the traditions of this village that have spent so long with the parasite can teach us things that are far more valuable.
That's true. Boy, you sure are passionate about this.
That's because research gives my life meaning. Step into the unknown and to uncover a secret that nobody else knows. Don't you think that's wonderful? Tickles my intellectual curiosity.
I'll tickle your intellectual curiosity.
That's probably the greatest entertainment available to humans who can feel joy just from thinking. First person to work on this, Dr. Takano must have discovered something fascinating enough to make him devote his entire life to the researching of the syndrome too. I think I'm probably the only one who can understand his feeling. Suppose it would be too difficult for you, Jiro-san, since you're not a researcher.
She always seems so enthusiastic every time she talked about the late Dr. Takano. An independent researcher who was the first person to discover the existence of the syndrome. There's something more than just admiration of her. Yes, we know this. Come to think of it, Fumi Takano. Yeah. Yeah. Connect. Wow, you're just figuring that. Uh-huh. Can reflect. Yeah, sure. I see. So is that why you chose that name?
What?
Well, the name of the researcher you look up is Fumi Takano, right? And your name is Mio. And it happens like you're counting upwards. You're like continuing the research that I wasn't able to complete. So maybe that's why you have that name.
Who told you that?
No. I just thought of that now. I didn't hear it from anybody.
You're correct. I'm surprised you figured it out since you're so dense.
I know you admire Dr. Takano, and sometimes you've spoken as if you were his daughter or granddaughter, who inherited his research legitimately. That's why I said that. Even authors, like Ranpo Edogawa, use their pen names as homages towards authors they admire as well. So the name that you use is like your pen name, you know?
No, that's not so. Mio Takano is my real name. You write my family name differently, though.
Then it really is the exact same family name as Dr. Takano? It'd be more of a surprise. And Mio is your real name, too. Mio Takano, continuing Fumi Takano's life's work. What a fateful coincidence!
You're overstating it, Jiro-san. This isn't fate of any kind. It's my grandfather.
I think I'm shifting into Egoraptor's like generic dude bro voice, and I hate it.
What? I was gonna say.
This is news to me! I heard Takano-san discovered documents about the Hinamizawa syndrome. Left by Dr. Takano after his death. So I continue his research. Never heard of them being related before.
Someone told me you didn't leave a bad impression if I asked for money to continue my grandfather's research. That people may think I'm trying to pull funds for a family matter. And that's why I changed one of the characters in my last name. So, other than Uncle Koizumi, you're the first person I've told this.
I see. I didn't know. That's why I'm so passionate about all this. I understand very clearly now. She really did inherit the work of her that her grandfather wasn't able to complete.
My grandfather researched Hinamizawa syndrome not only from a medical point of view. Through old documents, there's literature as well. Looking through the old stories of a village that has been living with the syndrome for hundreds of years, far more valuable than looking through microscopes that magnify things 100. My grandfather taught me that.
I see. I'm sure your grandfather is happy that you're finishing the work he couldn't. I bet he's really proud of you.
I hope so.
I said something Takano-san normally tease me about, but she didn't. She nodded and smiled. There's no mistake. She's indeed the granddaughter of Dr. Takano.
My grandfather is Hifumi, which means 1, 2, 3. And I'm Mio, which means 3, 4. Following after my grandfather, we only have counted the 3 together, and counted the 4 after my grandfather. I must reach the 5 that neither me nor my grandfather has seen. That is my duty, and the reason I was born.
So that's why your name is Mio, huh? I think that's a beautiful name.
Thank you. But please keep the grandfather issue to yourself. My clients don't even know, and I don't want any unnecessary problems from them finding out about it.
Oh, sure. Okay, there's a secret between you and me, huh? Though it's only a small secret. It feels good to think that I'm the only one who knows anything about it.
I've only counted the 3. I haven't even reached 4 yet.
Oh, you're really bad
The
at
path
math.
before me is long and rough. I will do it. I will expose the secrets of Hinamizawa syndrome.
I'll support you. That's my job in the first place, isn't it?
Jeez. It'd sound pretty cool if you didn't tack on things like that. You only needed to say that you'll support me, you know.
Okay, I'll support you.
It's too late. You're not cool if you can't get it right the first time.
We laughed cheerfully together. When we finished laughing, she became serious again. Spoke as if to drive the point home.
So remember, Jiro-san, don't tell anybody that I'm his granddaughter. Okay?
Okay, I promise.
It's not a bad thing, but I don't want the clients to cut our funding because of that.
I don't think they will. Besides, I won't tell a soul.
Are you sure? Are you really sure? This research is the entire purpose of my life. My mission is to complete my grandfather's work. Prove that his trampled research is actually something amazing. Will shock the world. and to make everyone praise my grandfather, who is perishing away
Ramp
under
up,
the earth.
go faster. I'm sorry.
Eventually having him ascend as a god. That's the meaning and purpose of my life. Hiro-san, if you say something that creates problems for my research...
Don't worry. I'll forget everything you told me here. Really? I mean it. I won't say anything. I promise. I won't say anything.
Are you sure, Jiro-san?
I sensed something frightening within her for a moment. Afraid that you would end up possessed by it, I swore to keep the promise. Her intellectual curiosity as a researcher and her conviction to complete her grandfather's work, or it stirs her passion for researching Hinamizawa syndrome. It was one more reason, but it's far too deep. It's been a wound in her heart that someone like me should never touch. But earlier, she said, if you create problems for my research, I wonder what she wanted to say after that. I cannot think that she wanted to say something terrifyingly merciless. I kept my promise with her, and we never talked about the issue again after that.
Damn.
Did you guys forget what File 34 is?
I didn't.
Some of you...
I sure as hell didn't. Oh, File 34! No, never mind, I forgot that one.
Do I want to remember?
Yes.
I thought you said something else.
Yes.
I thought we were actually trying to pay attention to the story, not just riffing on it.
File 34 is the fucking file that's like, yeah, just to ruin the village, destroy it.
I was making an unfunny joke. I do remember File 34. I was making...
I know. I was talking to the people who didn't actually know what was going on.
Yeah.
It's because it's the porn one.
Yes, it's the funny porn number. Okay, anyway.
He's explaining the joke.
He definitely is.
I mean, like...
Hey, there are dead people out there, you know that.
Yeah, but you're not... It's not funny. You just keep saying these
can
things.
we not have this bit right now? Let's just continue with the fucking story.
What the fuck is number 26?
Hello?
Okay, never mind. There it is. First page. Okay. The third sacrifice. The situation has changed. Rika's father suddenly changed his mind about having her help out with the research. When Rika came down with a high fever the other day, her mother, who wasn't happy about her daughter helping out in the first place, finally blew up. I was hoping the father would convince her somehow. But now he seems to be on her side. Rika's father didn't get emotional like her mother, but he demanded that we make our research plans for Rika clear. We finish our research within 3 months at most. It was completely unrealistic. I have a feeling this is probably Takano going fucking mental right now, so if you want to do it, Khan, go ahead.
Oh, basically, research can't have a deadline. That's out of the question. We cultivate results by grinding down our knowledge, skills, and time. Take time away from us is like taking what's vital to live. How could he say such a thing? Curses, 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 curses. Because parents are only saying that because they don't know anything about scientific research. Country bumpkin bastards. However, as they are the parents of the Queen Carrier, we are completely lost about what to do. Tests and experiments on the Queen Carrier are an essential part of our research into Hinamizawa syndrome. Existence is the focal point of our work. Her would be like losing your sense of direction out in open water. Rika is providing her cooperation with our research, but the withdrawal of her guardian's consent could be a setback. The situation is extremely dire. Because parents are only interested in finding a cure. The cure is only a small part of solving the mystery. can't let her go. Are our differences causing this predicament? Not only them. Same is happening between Irie and I. He thinks it's inevitable that we'd need to stop the research if Rika's parents refuse to consent. It's understandable. In the beginning, Irie never had the determination to solve the mysteries of Hinamizawa syndrome. Spineless little twat. He won't back down from the research assertively, but he will passively by agreeing with Rika's parents. Is that the attitude of a researcher who's trying to unravel mysteries? He's the type of man who would step on my grandfather's research with his dirty feet. He is nothing but a coward. He's in this half-heartedly. Started to feel guilty over his past the moment he saw blood. And qualified to be involved in researching Hinamizawa syndrome. Let alone hold a fucking scalpel. He's simply an outsider, joined in because of his client's demands. If I were a man, he wouldn't be here in the first place. True, he produced wonderful results with his development of a cure. He seems to think it's alright to close up shop with that. He's simply planning to waste everything by being satisfied with just that tiny result. That man doesn't have any right to disregard my grandfather's research. I can feel my guts boiling. Oh no, Irie isn't the main person at fault. The one to blame here is that woman. His mother. That bitch. That whore. If she wasn't so selfish, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe it's partly my fault. Maintained trusted relationships and obligations all this time. Somehow, Rika's mother and I didn't get along, so I didn't try to socialize with her. I thought it was fine because I got along with Rika and her father. But now, the bitch of a Karen mother has influenced my father and changed his decision. What negligence! What a reversal! What a reversal!
What are those? Reversal. Cross counter.
What a fucking that was a sick reversal!
Fucking Josh, when you're editing this, I need you to put in like the big bold strive text counter.
I'll attempt to.
Oh my god.
I just need to take up the entire fucking screen.
I was thinking like an Uno card, like the arrow ones.
Yeah, sure. Sure. If you can't do the fucking, if you can't do the strive thing, put the fucking Uno card up there or whatever. I don't care.
I'm just thinking WrestleMania right now. What a sick reversal!
Oh, watch out! Watch out!
I can't believe Tepe just clotheslined that innocent little child.
As God is my witness, they're broken in half.
Okay. I see we've given up on the fucking. I see we've given up on the tone maintaining.
Yeah.
At least for this one.
Alright.
Until we pass this fucking fragments.
They didn't finish that other line on that one.
Talk about the blunder.
What a blunder! Irie saying we should talk to the office in Tokyo about what to do next. But I know once the Tokyo office finds out about this, they'll order us to shut the research down. We've worked so hard to even get things started. If they hear anything negative, they'll put a stop to it faster than a puppy mill. We've come too far to complete my grandfather's research. I cannot let it be stopped.
God, that fucking reminds me, really quickly, when I was playing Nier, Grimoire Vice said, like, "Oh, look, a pack of lost puppies," and then Nier just yelled out, "Kick him aside!" It's like, come on.
For real?
Yeah, it was like I'm pretty sure it was the teenage Nier, too.
What are you doing, dub?
Yeah, it was the dub.
How's the dub?
Very good.
Then again, it has Grimoire Vice's dub, so
It has
I guess
the
you gotta
original
play.
Liam O'Brien doing Grimoire Vice.
Yeah, I guess you have to play it in the dub. Also, Kaine.
Weiss, you dumbass! Anyways.
Please tell me that line is back.
Yes, it's still there.
Fucking Shadow Lord.
I kill you, big sloppy kiss, Shadow Lord!
I still have a little time to think about this. I need to calm down and analyze this carefully. I've always come up with a great plan when I drink my favorite tea and bite my nails like this. I looked up at the ceiling and closed my eyes. As tenderly as possible. There were times where I couldn't find a solution, but someone else came up with a simple one. I've been able to overcome everything that's been thrown at me. I even endured the hell at that orphanage. So I will never let that woman get in the way. Settle your thoughts down. Think about this clearly. You call me Otakano. Someone else may come up with a better idea. But whom? It's not me. It can't be Irie. Of course, nobody from the village will do. Will I talk to someone in Tokyo? No, I can't. I don't want to owe anyone a favor. Even Koizumi-sensei would be disgusted if he thought I can't solve such a simple matter by myself. I know. There's someone I can talk to nearby. Supposed to be my subordinates after all, so it's worth a try. I called the leader of the mountain dogs, Okanogi. Mountain dogs are my subordinates. They're part of the self-defense force, and I'm just a researcher. So we never really had a chance to interact. He did what he was supposed to, and I did what I was supposed to. So I never even thought of discussing anything with him. The mountain dogs are there to protect and support our research. Why didn't I think of talking to him before?
What a difficult situation.
That was quick.
Yes! Yeah, there he is!
It's your boy, Okanogi!
There he is!
Of the Okikanoki.
If I could...
The pride of the Imperial Japanese Navy!
Before I forget...
If we could,
yeah,
if we could
there,
get away
there
with
it
it...
is!
There
Whoa,
it
look
is.
at that.
Wait,
The original
go to the
face. Look at that fucking gremlin face. Holy shit.
Go to the Steam Sprite quickly.
That's sharp
He looks
teeth,
like-
too! Look at the sharp teeth!
I hate the fucking.
that is a
Steam
weird
Sprite fucking
crouch.
You can't see what his hand is doing.
Oh
I'm
god, oh god.
I'm just
the hand.
imagining him doing like the ring entrance. I'm just running up to the ring. The sparks are going up. My time is now.
Higurashi was a WWE
You cannot see me. My
storyline.
time is now.
Everything was building up to this, Phrasey.
Yes. Here's Okikanoki.
It's my
from the
time.
Okikanoki
My time.
forest.
My
Okay.
time will come sooner or
Yeah,
later.
Okanogi says to Takano, okie dokie.
Okay. He used to speak standard Japanese, but now he has the Hinamizawa accent. Yes, fitting into the region is the first thing they need to do. You may lose the Queen Carrier. Not only that, but her mother might end up exposing her secrets. You do something about it. I asked Okanogi rather directly.
Wait, Orange, I'm curious what Okanogi sounds like in the actual voice.
Oh yeah, sure, here.
Not really expecting
Nothing
that,
like my voice. Alta.
そら、難儀な子ですな。
Actually, it does kind of sound like you, your voice.
Really? I don't hear it.
Yeah.
I think that's the most direct translation to English we can get for wily, disgusting military man who does crime.
Who somehow
Look
looks
how
like a
slimy
gremlin
he
with a
is.
nose.
My man is caked in slime.
Here at the
That's
Mountain
why his
Dog.
hair is green.
Here at the Mountain Dogs, we do dirty deeds and we do them dirt cheap.
Hey!
I love filthy acts at a reasonable price.
Dirty deed done with cheap.
Yes. Yes, that's the joke. Thank you.
But
Understood. The Mountain Dogs will take care of it. Just give us a little time and we'll do a clean job.
take care of it.
We'll make sure the police won't get involved. We'll need a little time to prep. It won't be difficult.
And I'm startled. Because Mother is my enemy, I was thinking about how I could convince her. But the leader of the Mountain Dogs, the counterintelligent unit whose duty is to protect this secret research, came up with a much simpler plan. You mean to kill her?
To preserve the secret, I was told to do whatever was necessary. Of course, we won't do anything until we get an order.
Aye. This is a very simple problem to him. Because Mother has started to interfere with our research. Not only that, there's a chance she might talk to people about the Institute. So they will eliminate her. Ah, that sounds like a good idea. And you do a good job of it.
That's why we're here.
Good man.
This'll be our biggest job since the kidnapping of the minister's grandson.
So that was your work. Ah, I remember now. Mountain Dogs are the ones who kidnapped the grandson of the Minister of Construction and used that to blackmail him. It has been a few years, so I completely forgot about that. I did such a marvelous job then. That's sold. Right, that's right, that's right. I have the Mountain Dogs on my side. You get on with it right away.
We could easily kill her, even tonight. It'll be cleaner than Epstein's cell, but that'd create too much of a fuss. We'll make it look like she disappeared. So give us a little time to make some arrangements.
Remember, no Russians.
Understood.
Just like a cat's eye under a bright light. I can feel something in the back of my eyes open up. Up until now, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how to make her my ally, or at least make her surrender or pacify her. Yet, one order to this man and the problem's easily solved. I feel like a bird taking its first flight. Ah, how easily I can get rid of that annoying Karen bitch. All I have to do is give an order. I feel grateful to Koizumi-sensei for giving me such terrific subordinates. What a wonderful power he's given me. I was taught that all people are equal. But if I have the power to control people's lives, that means I'm more important than they are. What a feeling it is to be above others.
So he just wanted Rika Faraday's mother to disappear.
Well, wait a minute. Does he mean only Rika Faraday's mother? I feel chills all over my body. Possible. Maybe I should have her father disappear too. Rika is willing to help. She has no other relatives in the Faraday family. If both parents die, she has to depend on someone. UDA Institute can support her. We can give her status, money, and protection. We can give her everything. By doing so, maybe it's possible to make her one of us, rather than just having her as a helper. All my worries are melting away. Everything I was just concerned about seems like a joke now. In such powerful subordinates all this time, yet I never realized. All of my tension is being released. I'm starting to feel relaxed. I can feel myself regaining my cool head. Going to get rid of them. His parents, that is. Queen Carrier is my guinea pig. Guinea pig doesn't need his parents. That's right. Almost time for the Watanagashi festival. If they die on that day, people will call it the curse of Oyashiro-sama. The murder case from 2 years ago and the accident from last year are 2 separate incidents. Yet, because they happened on the day of Watanagashi, they're being called the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Then, if her parents' deaths occur on this year's Watanagashi, it'll be Oyashiro-sama's curse 3 years in a row. The miracle of Oyashiro-sama. Also, curse. I'm going to create them. This is a chance for me to ascend to godhood and toy with human fate. Incidents that occurred 2 years ago in a row are said to be a curse. Not everyone just believes that. However, if that happens 3 years in a row, then everyone has to believe. Because that'll be a true curse, created by me. I'll become Oyashiro-sama. My desire for revenge against God is coming together. Making her merely disappear isn't that fun, is it? When I started to laugh, Okanogi grinned to show his interest. We're going to create the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I can't just let her die. She'll be demoned away, and I'm going to enjoy dissecting her alive. Of course, I won't just have fun. This will be extremely useful for our research. After all, she's the previous Queen Carrier.
Keep your head up and your ass down. It's go time.
Okay, I'm gonna do the line read I was requested to do. Daddy screamed real good before he died.
I feel like you'd say that in a southern accent. Daddy screamed real good before he died. I didn't do that very well.
Okay,
I mean, he did technically take on the accent.
Okay, yeah, I'm having too much fun.
I can't.
This is like the quickest it's gone from like a 1 to a 10. Like the tips at the beginning where you were just skipping them, and now we're into like full-on ritual murder time.
I do wonder if the voice actors have any like difference in
Callie.
I'm trying to find the fucking.
Wait, what's that background, Callie?
Helia from Three Houses.
What the fuck was that from? Oh yeah, I think that was Marianne. Hold on a second.
It was not Marianne. It was Helia from Three Houses.
I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining right now, like Takano and like Okunogi say, "Oh, you thought this was impressive? You should have seen the third shooter in Dallas. That was one of our guys."
Okunogi is single-handedly responsible for every incident ever.
It's all him.
He was the shooter at Ruby
The
Ridge.
mysterious couple. Hey, we're actually
That's the next
almost,
one.
Hey, we're almost done with this page.
You have those black and white photos of historical events and try to find Okinogi where he is. Oh, he's hiding in the trash can.
You want me to get rid of the MK Ultra research?
Go right ahead. Wait.
Make sure you give me that autopsy report. Wait, so who's talking here?
Alright, so hold on. I think I have a feeling that I know who this is. Deep down, I was prepared for something to happen tonight, once again. The first year, the workers were stirred into a frenzy, killing and dismembering the old man. The second, the Hojo couple were killed through a fake accident. Since the dam protests, only people who had been hated by the villagers died on the day of the Watanagashi. Some people in the village were calling the incidents the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Now that the dam protests are over, there'll be no meaning in the village's enemies being killed on the night of the festival, I thought. If that was true, there were still some enemies left over. So that perhaps this would happen again on the night of the festival, 3 years in a row. My hunch was right. At first, however, it looked so natural that I didn't think anything of it. The festival was nearing the end of near Getsena, the village officials were gathered under the main tent. They opened their beers and enjoyed the leftover corn and braised cow tripe from the refreshment stands. I was in the main tent too, being entertained by the villagers. I was actually at the scene of the 30 years incident when it happened. Yet I didn't notice anything at the beginning.
Now.
Oh, huh? Oh, this is... Who is this, anyways?
Oh, wait, is it actually a character?
Random old person.
An old man.
Go.
Hey, birthday son, what's the matter? Are you feeling sick?
Oh, it's Rika's dad.
Oh, is it?
Most of the other folks in the village were heavy drinkers, but a few were lightweights too. Now that's Keiichi's voice. Most of the old folks in the village were heavy drinkers, but a few were lightweights too. The priest was one of the latter. Oh, this is just like a... Oh, no. No, this is definitely a Wish, I'm pretty sure, because he's talking about the priest in the third person. The priest was a representative as well, the host of the Watanagashi festival. So every time visitors and guests arrived, he greeted them, and each time, he was offered a drink, so by the night's end, he was pretty worn out. That's why I didn't think anything of it to see the priest sitting by himself in a folding chair. The mayor, Kimiyoshi, was the one to tap his shoulder and ask him if he was alright.
Are you okay? You drank too much, didn't you? Does your chest hurt?
Sorry. I think I'm a little tired.
Didn't you just have heart trouble before? Getting sudden pains isn't a good sign.
I have angina.
Dr. Irie! Dr. Irie!
What's wrong? Is it your chest? That's no good.
Rika's dead.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Here, let me dig into your brain and I'll see what's wrong with your heart.
Let me drive my drill into your heart. When I saw what was going on, I noticed he was covered in a terrible sweat and was definitely not relaxing in the chair, enjoying the cool evening breeze. His face had a sickly pallor, and I thought he should lie down immediately. I should probably take you to the clinic. Are you okay? Can you hold on to my shoulder? Random villager.
Hey, somebody help!
Villager.
Ray doesn't feel well.
What's wrong with my husband? Hiro, are you alright?
Takano-san! Perfect timing! The priest doesn't feel well, so I'm gonna take him to the clinic. Could you please have the car come around here?
Sure. No problem.
I need to add the hee. Makes you kind of suspicious. You know.
Not that
Michael Jackson? No!
He's been requited again.
I can't believe
Well, this
Michael
does take
Jackson
place in
works at the
1983, so.
Also, I can't believe
he would be famous
Okinoki
around
may
that
have served Rika's dad a bare knuckle boxer. No one got that?
I did, don't worry.
I was gonna say, finally.
That is Rika's father.
Yeah.
I don't know about young people, but the elderly know their own bodies well. They almost never push themselves to the point where they start feeling ill. There's someone like the priest, it was hard to imagine him drinking himself sick. The cumulative experience of my years was telling me something. Headed to the Irie clinic just in case.
What's up, Monkey Beach?
I tried to follow their car, but because the festival was almost over and all the stands were closing up, a lot of traffic going in and out. It's impossible for me to leave this temporary parking lot. More than 20 minutes had passed since the priest was carried in by the time I arrived at the clinic. 20 minutes. If it hadn't taken me 20 minutes, my involvement in this year's incident would have been quite different. I regretted not leaving on foot for the moment I realized how hard it was going to be to get my car out. All I get to do now is jot down the facts. Because between the time the priest left the festival and the time I arrived at the clinic, during those 20 minutes, this year's curse had taken place. The priest's conditions changed for the worse right after he arrived at the clinic. He died. The autopsy report said it was heart failure. But how can I accept that? I think the priest was having health problems, and everyone was taken by surprise by the sudden event. Moreover, the wife of the priest disappeared too. According to the clinic staff, she was with him right after he died, but she's nowhere to be seen now. Of course, she's not at home either. Maybe someone poisoned the priest. During the dam conflict, the priest was frowned upon for his remarks. There was no need to make a big fuss, because the dam project would be cancelled anyway. The older villagers had liked to hold grudges and hadn't forgotten that. Even I had heard word of them talking about how the priest wasn't fit for the shrine of Oyashiro-sama. I called for backup and had them go search for the missing wife. With last year's falling couple incident as president, he did believe that both the wife and husband could become victims. The village's youth groups got organized and searched for the village for the mountains, and as a result, found a set of sandals and a will by the edge of the Onigafuchi swamp. The will said something about how her husband's death was the curse of Oyashiro-sama, and that she was throwing herself in the swamp to calm the god's anger. In other words, she committed suicide by jumping into the swamp. Legend says that the swamp is bottomless, and is connected directly to hell. Once you sink, you never come back. Divers from the police department searched the swamp, but her body was nowhere to be found. The past two mysterious incidents were solved individually. This is the higher-ups say, but something's odd about this year's mysterious death. The ill priest was carried to the clinic. His wife accompanied him. Within 20 minutes, the priest died of heart failure. The wife either committed suicide or disappeared. The death of the priest may really have been a fatal heart attack. But for his wife to assume that it was a curse, and to commit suicide by jumping into the swamp, all that happened in 20 minutes just doesn't seem natural. The Furide family has no relatives. Even she was a true believer in Oyashiro-sama. How could she commit suicide without leaving behind her one and only daughter? Irie is hiding something too. But he's just a village doctor, which means nothing more than their pawn. This is all a conspiracy to assassinate the priest. Someone is pulling the strings. I've been starting to think about trying to tie the past two incidents to the village, so forcefully was a bit overbearing of me, but this incident was enough to convince me that the series of cases involving mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa were all grounded in one intention. This incident had countless numbers of discrepancies. Someone from the village seems to be putting pressure on high command. Like the past incidents, this one will be treated as an individual case, and end up being forgotten. Since it happened 3 years in a row, everything in the village will say it's the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I think that's the culprit's goal. After the war, belief in Oyashiro-sama became antiquated. Is someone committing these murders as a ritual to restore their god's dignity? The one pulling the strings must be the Sorazaki family.
Oh, god damn it.
A few months passed. Oryu Sonozaki says it was something like, it was natural for that priest to be cursed by Oyashiro-sama. At first, I simply wanted to avenge the old man. Another case had grown into a normal one, centered on the village's faith. Damn it! The old man's killer is human. I won't let it be pushed off onto some nonsense curse.
Oh, he is right, but he's got the blame.
Why does Oreo insist on taking credit for all the deaths?
Because she's the
It makes the Sonozakis
look cool, right?
It makes the
It makes it look
Sonozaki
powerful.
It makes the
I was
Sonozaki
thinking
look
about-
powerful.
I was thinking about this earlier.
Apart from the hit multiplayer game Dead by Daylight.
I was thinking about this earlier. What was it? Fucking, Arie or whatever, the grandmother. She always she's like the worst leader I've ever fucking seen. Because she's literally like, let's like fucking just take credit for this shit, and it's like you actively get in more trouble if you take credit for that. That's wow.
Because
Man,
They
I believe
want to
that
act
any
like. Wait,
Man,
no.
I
rumor
knew
would
like
make her
shrine maidens
stronger.
were into some stuff, but man, shrine maidens are into some stuff.
I wasn't reacting
the
to the picture
idea is
Noir
that she
sent. I was
won
actually
a-
reacting
Okay.
to Cap's Photoshop.
Next fragment. Screen 5,
Wait,
Number 20.
Who was?
I know.
third box.
I have the thing open.
Oh, yeah.
Formation of a club.
Wait, is the audio sounding crunchy on the Discord stream for anybody else? Wait, maybe it's fake.
You in the game?
Wait, okay, no, it's fine. It sounded a bit crunchy there for a second, but it seems fine now.
Wait, don't you think he's
No, good.
Alright, we're forming a club.
You're talking about the game, right? Not
Yes.
the people.
Yeah, I was talking about the Discord stream, not the Twitch stream.
Oh, who be talking?
Is it Chie?
Satoshi was in that image, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that would imply that he's in the third. This is the third. He's not the one talking. Oh, it's Mion. It's Mion. Okay.
School is the children's world. Values of grown-ups don't apply. Children decide their own values and create their own world. The rules of the grown-up world and the village don't mean anything here. Even when the villagers badmouth the Hojo family and try to isolate them, that has no meaning in our school. In the children's world, children decide the rules. Like that one video game that has really bad tracking mechanics. Rules they think are irrational don't exist here. That's why, as the representative for the children here, I vow that I will never let any irrational rules come into our world. Within the school, no harassment is allowed towards the Hojo siblings. In the very beginning, some boys teased Satoko, but they were punished severely, and it hasn't happened ever since. That's the least I can do to resist the madness of the village. So I hope Satoshi and Satoko both feel the school is a safe place for them. Satoshi must notice my concern because he often smiles when he's here. However, I never see Satoko smile. Satoko's classmates used to try to cheer her up, but soon after they decided that it was best to just leave her alone. I used to try to talk to her, but when I realized something, I stopped doing that. I'm a member of the Sonozaki family. Satoko, I'm one of her enemies, so I'm sure she feels uncomfortable to have me around her. All I can do is to watch over her. That's why Satoko is alone in the classroom. Said Rika-chan is always hanging around with her, even though Satoko told her she was annoying. Satoshi too is always beside her. These two are the only ones who remain by her side. Isn't limited to Satoko, of course. Malicious isolation is still continuing towards the Hojo family. Because their hysterical, crazy bitch aunt is so hostile towards her neighbors, there's nobody who sympathizes with her. To be fair, nobody would want to anyways. A cunt! It's wise to know there are fights worth picking and also fights better set aside. If the aunt had even a little tolerance or self-control, this isolation wouldn't have continued. Of course, the villagers were the ones who forced them into that role, even though they weren't related to the issue. But if she had stayed quiet, then it wouldn't have gone so far. The aunt's hostility is one thing, but she's dragging everyone in the family into it as well. The aunt and uncle have been getting along, and he hardly comes home. Both Satoshi and Satoko are forced to live in shame. Aunt vents her stress by harassing Satoko. This was the same too. Aunt is her guardian after all, but Satoko doesn't even try to hide her disgust, so things aren't going smoothly between them. If she had behaved like Satoshi, then she wouldn't have been made into a target. So, does that mean the sad life Satoko is living right now is something she caused herself? No, it doesn't. That's terrible to think. But no matter how much I sympathize and how much I want to help her, nobody knows what to do. Apology won't change the situation. Law can't be reversed. The fact that the Hojo family is ostracized by the entire village can't be changed. That's the horribleness lurking underneath our lives. Neighbors, the village, and the community. Once they become your enemies, the world can become so cruel. Japanese people have known that since ancient times, which is why we cultivated empathy and an obligation to show courtesy to one's neighbors. No matter who I blame, Satoko won't smile. The only thing I can do is watch over her and make sure that she's safe when she's at school.
Thank you, Mion.
Sorry, what?
I just want to thank you for being so concerned about Satoko.